Hi guys, welcome back to my channel. So as you can see from the name on the video, I'm gonna be making POSOLE. So feel free to make it as how I make it how you want it. And some people have been telling me to make a cooking video since I have my own place now, so might as well do that. So I'm gonna tell you what I'm gonna be using today. So obviously you need the granos. These are just if you just want the normal one, make sure you get the Hominy ones. They're the granos. Don't get the ones that say menudo. So I'm gonna do beef and I'm gonna do pork. So I'm gonna do the beef and then the pork, and then I'm gonna start to boil the water. So I'm gonna do that, and then I'll say the rest of the ingredients. So I put the water to boil right now. You obviously want Norsuisa, the meat, the granos, the chips for after. So those are the chips for after. And then so we're gonna be making the actual juice, like the caldo is from this Chile. It's called the California Chile. So I'm gonna add the California Chile. You need lemons for later. You need the Rabanos, onion, garlic, the chiles. It depends how much you make. So for like just me, for like probably 4 people, I'm gonna be using like 7 to 10 chiles of these, and then the repollo, and then other seasoning. The main ones is the garlic, the chile, the oregano, and then this is the laurel leaf, la hoja de laurel. So let's get started. I put the meat to boil. Now I'm gonna wash the meat and I'm gonna put it in. I'm gonna chop up some onion, put cloves of garlic in there, put some Norsuisa in there, salt, and then I'm gonna put the chiles to boil. And I want the water boiling first because then I could add the meat. I'm gonna put the pork meat first because it does take longer to make. Okay, so I'm gonna start washing the meat. I'm gonna put the water warm and cold, and then after I'm washing the meat, I'm gonna put them in this bucket right here. So I'm gonna wash them. This is the pork, so I'm gonna wash the pork once before I actually trim the fat. So like all of this, I'm gonna take off, like all the fat. So I'm just gonna be, let me let you guys see that. Okay. So now I'm gonna trim the fat of it. Maybe you guys can see from there. So I'm gonna look at every piece of meat, and then I'm gonna put the fat here and throw it away. So I'm just going to see right here. This is like all the fat right here. I'm just gonna cut it off. So I'm just gonna do that to all of the meat. And you obviously need a cutting board and you need a knife. Personally, I always put, I always sharpen my knife before I cook, just so it would be easier. So I do that, and then I just cook them. Like I said, the pork does take longer to cook, so I want to put that first. See, all I'm doing is trimming the fat, only the fat, try to not get the meat. So the water looks like it's starting to boil a little. is starting to steam up, so I'm gonna rush on this. And of course, like if you buy the meat and it's bigger, you could always make it bite size. So you make the pieces bite size, so it won't be like, so you're, because you obviously want to do a lot of servings, so you serve it like enough for it. So remember, the smaller the pieces, the lesser time is going to take to cook. So just go ahead and, this has a big piece of fat right there, just take that off. Okay, so I went to go ahead and take the fat off the meat. I'm about to start putting that in the water, but remember, you have to put the onion and the garlic. So I'm gonna go ahead and cut those. So you cut the ends off of the onion. And then you put those aside for the trash. And I slit the onion already, so you just get the bad out and you just peel it. That's all. Fast. So you do that. And then I'm just gonna cut it in 4 slices. It has to be big, so when the food is done, if you wanna take them out, it's easy to take them out. Or if you want to leave them in there, and they're not like just onions, so it's not little pieces. They could take them out. So it's just for right here. I'm gonna go ahead and throw these in the pot right now. I'll put these right here aside. And then I have the garlic. So I'm probably gonna use 4 cloves of garlic. And then I'm just gonna peel them. Ooh. So I'm gonna So what I do with the garlic, I peel the skin and I cut the edges, just so it could be fresher. And then with these again, you could take them out whenever the food is almost done, so it won't get in nobody's plate. So you just peel these. There you go, peel it. So you could, it's just like, you peel it just like the onion. So you peel that, cut the tips, get a good spot, and peel it all. I'm gonna go ahead and put 6 cloves of garlic and 1 onion and 4 pieces. So I'm just gonna go ahead and drop those in there. Don't throw them in there, just lightly drop them in there, because if not, the hot water is gonna splash on you. So just so the meat could start getting in the actual, so the seasoning could start soaking into the meat, I'm gonna go ahead and put 1 spoon of garlic salt, or maybe 2, okay? 2. And 1 of Norsuisa. And I like to put a little bit of oil just so it won't be just like a splash, just so it won't be too much. So then I have the meat and I'm just gonna throw that in there because it's already starting to boil. So I'm gonna throw that in there, and I had it on high right now. See, that could happen. So just go ahead and put them in slowly. Okay, so you put them in slowly, and then because it's pork and you want it to cook very tender, I'm gonna lower the heat. Okay, so I lowered the heat and I'm gonna keep an eye on it, and I'm gonna go ahead and put the lid over it. And because I'm gonna put the lid over it, you have to specially watch out for it. You have to watch carefully for it. So I'm gonna mix it. Put the lid, cover it a little bit, not that much. And then I'm gonna go ahead and trim the fat of the beef, set it aside, and put the chiles to boil. Okay, so for the beef, there's not much fat to trim off. I've already been doing it. It's more fat on the pork, so on the beef, there's not going to be that much. Just some pieces are going to be. Okay, so the beef is already trimmed the fat. As you can see, there's not that much fat on there. And now I'm going to cut the vegetable. Oh, no. Correction, I'm gonna go ahead and put the chiles to boil. It's not that much, but if you guys want to see, I'll go ahead and show you guys right now. So now I'm gonna put the chiles to boil. I put 10 chiles. You could do it how much you want, it's on you. So I put the warm water in here and I filled it up to the top because I might need some juice. And then all I do is put the chiles in here, put it on the heat, and then you just wait. So now onto the vegetables. So it could be ready, relax, everything on time, okay? Now I'm gonna cut what we like in our pozole is the Rabanos, onion, and cabbage. So I'm gonna show you how I'm gonna cut each of them and how. So for the Rabanos, I cut the end off. I cut the other end off. So leave that away so you could throw it. And then you just cut it thin circles. And then after, you wash them. Okay? Let me do a couple more. So this is the actual thing it comes in. So you just rip it off. Leave the whatever you don't want on the side. Cut one edge. Cut the other edge. And then cut it in rounds. See? And just make sure you wash them after, because if you don't, they're just dirty, so you kind of have to. Now for the cabbage. For this one, I also wash after when they're all in little pieces. So for the cabbage, to make it easier, you just cut it towards the middle. And then you do it like this. I cut it again, just so it could be easier for me to hold. So it starts off right here. So you want them really, really, really small lines like this, because they're gonna be thrown in the actual juice. Alright, sorry guys, but my battery died and at least I was chopping up the vegetables, so that's what I did. So I finished doing the cabbage and also the cabbage and the Rabanos. And then just make sure you wash them good, and then I put them in here, and then I also chopped up some onion. So I'm just gonna put this away in the fridge so it could wait until when the food is done. You don't want it out in the open, so I'm gonna put that in the fridge. And I believe it's time for the beef for me to put the carne in already. So it's been boiling. So if you could see. So it's boiling already, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and put the meat in it already. Could you see? Okay, so I'm just gonna put the meat in there so it can keep on boiling. And that's it. Alright, give it a quick mix. So I have the chiles here, and they're actually tender. Just be careful, okay? They're very tender, as you can see, look. And then it's really hot, so be careful. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the stem out like this, because this goes in the trash. So I already have something here for the trash. So I'm gonna go ahead and do that, and then I have my blender here. So I'm gonna start adding them into my blender. So for some of them, for like half of the chiles, I'm not gonna add the seeds, so it won't be so bitter. So I'm gonna start putting 5 with the seeds. It's so hot. Oh shit. Remember to take the stem out. And then add the chile in there. Since I already have it from the store. So I'm gonna put the seeds, and I'm gonna add half a spoon of minced garlic. Just throw that in there. And then I'm gonna add some salt. I'm probably gonna add a tablespoon of garlic, chopped chives, a tablespoon of chopped chives too. Thyme, just a little pinch of thyme, not a lot. Some pepper, a pinch of pepper, parsley, half a tablespoon of that. I'm gonna add half a tablespoon of oregano. And one of these leaves whole. They're the laurel leaves I was mentioning to you guys. The whole thing, just all of it. Could you guys see right? Okay. So I'm gonna add, I already added all of that, and then I have another secret. I add a little bit of this just because it does add flavor to it. So I'm gonna add half a teaspoon, that's all. Just half a teaspoon. Add that in there. Then I'm gonna add half a cup of the beefs that we're cooking. And half a cup of the juice that I used to boil the chiles in. So I'm gonna go ahead and cover that. And then I'm gonna blend it. So you hold it good and you start it off slowly. This is the one you could automatically change it, so you just push on and off, on and off. You'll see right now. And then you just put it to the smoothie one. So you really want it blended up good. So I'm going to put that back. And then it's time to put it on the coladera. Alright. Okay. So I'm going to save the paste. This paste, you can use it later on for cooking. So after that, you put this and then make to get the rest of it. Okay. And then from whatever you get from here, you decide if you need more or if that's enough to put in the meat. So just go ahead and do that. Get everything out. And then clean the bottom, because you get a lot of juice from there. Okay, squish it one more time to get more juices. And then clean it again. Save the paste. Alright. Now I'm gonna mix it all together. Because remember we put both of them in here. Both of the blending ones, so then I'm gonna taste it. Delicious. Taste. Alright. So I'll do that. Then take this out with a knife, whatever. Drain all the juice out. That's what we should do. See, you're just throwing all the water in there. Alright, then we're gonna wash it again. See? This is how it is. They're pretty cooked already. So I'm just gonna rinse them again. Just put the water in there. Fill it up. Give it a good shake. Put this lid back on. Pour it out. So this is going to be ready. All right. So then we just check up on the meat. If it's tender. It's not that tender yet. It's gonna take a couple of minutes. Put it down a little bit and let it boil. Everything is pretty much done. Just clean up and then keep an eye on the meat, okay? Peace. Okay, so I actually forgot to video record myself putting the corn and the Chile in. So I already did that, and how I could tell how it's ready is if you feel the meat and it's a little tender. So I put that already, and then I put that already. So I'm gonna let that boil, and then once it boils, I'll get back to you. Okay guys, so now it is done. As you can see, I'll show you right now how it's done. Beautiful. Okay. So I'm gonna just serve myself a little bit so we can have a quick taste. And it's still kind of like, so this is how it looks, you see? Delicious. So I put a little bit of grano, put the meat, and some juice. This would easily feed like 6 people. And then I'm going to top it off with the vegetables that we did earlier. I'm going to put some Rabanos, some onion, the cabbage, the lemon. You could have the salsa if you like. And then also the tostadas that we got. So here it is. The pieces of meat. It's hot, but I'm gonna taste it. See? Get a spoonful. It's so delicious. It actually tastes like POSOLE. Like, by the way, it's my first time making it. Pretty good. This only took me about 2 hours to do. And this is a very popular Mexican dish. Some people say hard to make, but not for me. Alright, thank you for watching Life of Jennifer Rees. If you want to give me any recommendations of cooking something, any challenges, then go ahead and do so. Follow me on my Instagram, my Facebook. All my information is on the bottom, even my Snapchat. Thank you guys. I appreciate you guys watching my videos, all the videos that I have been putting. Thank you. Bye.